Well, hey everybody, Captain Dave Schneider, It's a Guide's Life, coming to you from the inside of my Jeep Grand Cherokee down here in Clewiston, Florida. Listen, if you've never been to Clewiston, Florida, you need to come down. Not because of the outstanding culinary experiences that await you, not because it's some kind of a cultural melting pot of sophistication and an intellectual exchange. No. Come down here because it's where Lake Okeechobee is. And listen, at some point you want to be where Lake Okeechobee is. Now, I have undertaken, I remember something occurred to me earlier. I went, you know what? I didn't post yesterday or the day before because I'm like, dang, I just don't have any great content right now. And it's just banging my head against the wall. I've been working on some projects, but I always find that I'm just missing this piece or that piece, and so I get shelved again, and oh, the horrors of daily creation of content and video. It's taxing. But taxing or not, I remembered something earlier today, and that was, hey dude, it's a guide's life, not it's a fishing every day experience, because I don't fish every day, and there's a lot of things that go into being a guide. And one of the things that's going on right now is I am in the process of buying a new vehicle. Yep. So, is it a Dodge? Is it a Ford? Is it a Chevrolet? I'll tell you what it's not. It's not going to be a Tundra. Or Toyota Tundra, because I found out that Toyota doesn't actually have a big truck. They don't have a diesel. They don't have a 3/4 ton or 1 ton truck, and that's what I'm in the market for. I want to get a large truck. And at first I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Help me out, guys. I've never. My search started out I actually was looking for a 1500, a Ram 1500 that had the Eco Diesel, the same diesel motor that's in this truck. But then I thought, that's kind of an undersized diesel motor compared to what you normally get in a 3/4 ton truck. So I decided to step up above that, and I started looking at, and what I found out was there's a whole bunch of 2017 trucks all over lots all over the US right now, and they're all there for one reason, because nobody bought them, and the 2019s are knocking on the door. So that's great. That means that when I go around and I look at these trucks, I found these trucks they're marked down 10 grand, 13, 14. I saw one marked 16K down from its original price because they're trying to move them. And the bigger dealerships, they might have 8 or 9 of these things sitting there. The smaller dealerships, they got 1 or 2. But I've looked at a lot of them. Guys, I honestly don't know whether I want a Ford, a Chevy, or a Dodge. I don't know. I need somebody to help me. Weigh in on this for me. Please weigh in on this thing for me. Here's the thing. Don't tell me, oh, Ford's the best because my daddy likes Ford. I want real rationale. All right, I mean, give me numbers. Give me something tangible that I can hang my hat on. Give me something that I can say, yeah, that's a really good point. Like Trokar hooks. Trokar hooks are the best. Not because of an opinion. It's science. Trokar hooks take less effort to bury past the barb than any other hook on the market. That's science. That way, that's something I can hang my hat on, something I can believe in, something I can chew on, and so, yeah, okay, that's probably the best way to go. And that's what I need from you guys. I don't know which one to get. I don't know. And I've got, listen, I'm finding that I do need to get rid of my Jeep because, to be honest, I just don't feel anymore. The Jeep hauls the boat really well. But what the Jeep doesn't do is I don't think the frame is going to handle long term. I don't really believe it's going to handle the torque of this engine. And it just doesn't, it's not going to have it 10 years down the road. And I mean, you buy a vehicle, you want it to last, a vehicle like this, you want it to last 8 or 10 years. I just don't feel like that's going to happen. So I've decided to get out of it while the getting's good. And, excuse me. What I don't want is to get a truck and then one day say, oh my God, it's just too big. It's too much truck. Now I've got a 22 feet 5-inch Ranger bass boat. I've never once in my life in fishing, since I've owned this boat, I've never once thought, oh my God, this boat is too big. I've never had that thought. I oftentimes been really happy that I had a big boat. Really, really happy that I've had a big boat. But I've never, ever wished I'd had a smaller boat. So I'm wondering if that's the same experience I'm gonna have with a truck. Now, I drove an F-350 dually all over West Palm Beach today. And all I can tell you is the ride was fantastic. I mean, it was fantastic. I couldn't believe how smooth it was. The dualies are wider trucks, of course, but that doesn't intimidate me very much because the boat's wide. And so all the dually is it's just as wide as the boat is. So I'm accustomed to driving around a vehicle where I have to be mindful of the width, you know, and what have you. So that part of it, I'm not worried about. I want you to weigh in. Am I gonna feel like, Dave, why did you do this? That truck is way too big. I wished I hadn't done it. I've calculated gas mileage, fuel economy, and I've made the weighs and the, you know, calculated what I think is acceptable versus, you know, what's unacceptable, and so on and so forth. And guys, I'm definitely gonna get a diesel. I'm gonna get at least a 250 or a 2500. To be honest, I've got several looks at 350s and 3500s where the vehicle is marked down to so much that the equity is such that I'm going to get a really, really good interest rate. And so this is where I'm at. This is my dilemma, if you will. What am I going to do? I really care about what you guys think. So do me a favor. Give me some good information. Give me something that you would say, or, you know, yeah, that's helpful. You know, that's the kind of thing that, you know, give me some data. Give me data. Give me what you know about the costs of maintenance. Are the oil, like I found out after I bought the Jeep that an oil change is $128. $120. It's $78 for the filter, for God's sakes. And that's just, it's insanity. You know, am I going to run into that same kind of thing with these big diesels? Am I going to have the same issue with them? I live in warm weather. What about 2x4 or 4x2 versus 4x4? What about two-wheel drive? Am I going to really regret getting a 3500 that's two-wheel drive? Because I've got several that I'm looking at that are actually two-wheel drive. Is that crazy? Is that a really bad idea? Give me some feedback. If I get a, what else? I know I have to have running boards. I can't see getting a discount on a truck like this and having it missing 3 or 4 what I think are really key things that you're going to need to have. I found some that were really good price and didn't have any running boards on them. My God, I can barely climb up in it. I mean, honest to God, it takes a maximum effort to get up into the dang thing. So obviously running boards are a must. I want to get running boards that go the length from wheel to wheel because you want to be able to get into the back end of the vehicle as well. The Fords have a really nice built-in step on their tailgates. That's actually kind of a nice deal. That's kind of important. So that's something I really like. I think most of them have all the same kinds of features as far as the high-end features are concerned. You know, I'm actually giving up quite a bit from the Jeep and moving into these other vehicles because my Jeep has got a lot of bells and whistles on it that I'm just not seeing, and I'm just not seeing at all in these other vehicles. So. And so I guess that's just the way it is. I mean, I've got forward collision, I've got assisted cruise control on this thing, I've got all of that stuff, and you know, I drive around, it beeps every time I even think about moving the wrong direction or whatever. But I guess I'll go back to being a driver again and not relying on those things quite so much. All right, so listen, do me a favor, weigh in on this thing right away, because I have to make a decision. I've got calls out and numbers are starting to be run, and I feel like I know where I'm at. I want to get the deal. I want to get the best deal. Obviously, everybody does. I'm just really bad at it, you guys. I'm really bad at going in and saying, well, I'll give you this much, and then start dickering back and forth. Oh, man, it's just hard for me to do that stuff. My brother's so good at it. I should just tell him, I should just call him and say, hey, get me a truck. But I'll figure this out. I'm an adult, I guess. The last couple of vehicles I bought, I just called and somebody said, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And he calls me up and says, hey, come on in, man. This is wait, come see what I got. I go in, I look at it, and I go, yeah, okay. And I'm so dumb. I just pay whatever they say. You know, I know I'm embarrassed to say that. But that's all I got, man. That's what I want to know. Can you weigh in for me? let's give me some real response. Give me some real, I'm gonna really be looking close at the responses to this video. Help me out here. Captain Dave needs a truck and he needs some information. Which truck do I get? Guys, do me a favor, hit the like button. If you can't share this thing, it's not because you don't have friends. It might be because you're not getting a share option because you don't have a YouTube account. So make sure you got a YouTube account so you can share and subscribe. I know that this time of year things kind of slow down in YouTube world just a little bit, but I appreciate you guys. My subscribership is still growing every day. It's very organic. It's a Guide's Life is growing. We're still building a fire. I'm very excited about that. Guys, Captain Dave, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.